What's up, Cowboy Nation, Cowboy Headquarters, and America's team? It's your guy, G, the #1 Cowboy fan, coming at you live, direct, and correct with some Mo news. That's right, I said Mo, M-O news that you can use. And here we are on the Cowboy Huddle. Let's give it up. Yeah, Saturday sit down with G, the #1 Cowboy fan, Hampton. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. First of all, we'd like to say thank you to all the subscribers and all those that follow us on this channel, man. Without you, this is totally impossible for us to be where we are today. So we want to give a big shout out and thank you to all of you guys that follow us. Yeah. And all our social media groups out there and all those that we always give big props to that supports this channel. We want to say thank you as well. And at this time, I want to take this moment to give a big shout out to my son, Gary Cashhead Nito, Cashhead Hampton. Had his fight last night. I had posted the last video. And, they say to get to the top, it's never easy. And that's the truth. He was tested last night. I mean, it was a good fight. This guy here that he fought was out of Virginia. We actually had the opportunity to fight this game here in Texas, and we pulled off the win. So big shout out to my son, Gary Cashhead Hampton. He now sits, he now stands at 5-0. So hopefully this fight here will open up some doors that he might get bigger fights and some of these undercard fights as well. And also big shout out to Twisted Black, man, one of the biggest rappers out there in the game, one of the legends. We want to give a big shout out to Twisted Black for his support coming out and walking my son down to the ring, and he had an opportunity to meet some new people and some old friends and things like that. So it was great seeing Twisted Black in the house with his song playing, and it was just a great feeling. So stand up, Fort Worth. Yeah, y'all look up Twisted Black. He's a rapper, man. This guy here, been knowing him for a long time, and he's just doing great things for the community and for the state and everything else. So look him up, Twisted Black. But anyway, with that being said, let's get right on to this, man. We got a game on tomorrow. The challenges continue to rise for our Dallas Cowboys as we get ready to face the Buffalo Bills. Now, with that being said, there is some things that you probably already heard or may not have heard, but I'm going to report it to you. So Cowboys have a few players that are questionable. Okay, so we know that Michael Parsons was one that was basically dealing with the flu on last week, and he still got a sack. So, kind of that one of those Michael Jordan moments. Yeah. So Michael Parsons was one that was dealing with the flu, and it seems now that this flu bug is circulating through the locker room. So, but kind of find out Michael Parsons was in full participation, but the bug has hit Brandon Cook. He's questionable. He's dealing with the illness. Also, Stephon Gilmore is dealing with the illness. It's working its way around the locker room. But also outside of that, we do have some other injuries that we can report. Jonathan Hankins, he's still questionable. He's dealing with the ankle issue that he dealt with on last week. So we'll see how that turns out. But we remember, we made a genius move. We went out there and got Carlos Davis Jr. So will he be activated? Not sure. But we do have Carlos Davis Jr. that we went and picked up. I hope I'm saying his name right. Is it Carl Davis Jr. or Carlos Davis Jr.? This is what happened when you just throw something out. Then I should have did my research. But it was a genius move by Dan Quinn and the coaching staff and the front office bringing this guy in, because I'm sure we can bring him in and put him in the rotation along with Mozzie Smith and Osa Odigizua and Gallimore and all those guys. So also on the questionable list was Malik Hooker. Hooker is also dealing with a ankle injury as well. So, but again, where this defense is stacked like it is, we always got somebody to step in and fill that role. So anyway, these are some of our questionable players for Sunday. So much for that. Hopefully they um, are able to bounce back. So we just, especially Gilmore and Brandon Cook. So also, with that being said, I know we're talking about maybe Brandon Cooks being in a situation where he might not play, but we look at our receiver depth chart, and there are some players there. We got Jalen Brooks, we got Jalen Tolbert, and things like that. But the question still remains about the one we brought in not long ago, Martavis Bryant. You guys remember bringing Martavis Bryant from the Steelers, and he played some USFL ball and things like that. And I know it's been kind of quiet with him, and you probably been wondering what has happened to Martavis. Well, Martavis is still around, and according to McCarthy on Martavis Bennett, which we do know that he was signed to the practice squad. Well, Mike McCarthy said, I really like him, but he has some conditioning hurdles to overcome. But he's trying to do everything right. So I guess, being out the league for such a time period, I guess this, you got the strength and conditioning coach that are over, conditioning with these players. So I'm sure that there's a guideline that these players have to meet in order to be prepared to actually step on the field. So right now, I guess he's not right at where they want him to be yet, but he is making progress. So I know we all been kind of wondering, well, we brought him in, but no one's heard anything about Martavis. Well, he's still around, and they're still trying to condition him to get him to game state ready. So, but again, Mike McCarthy said he really likes him, so you never know. We might see him in the game sometime soon. Okay, so with that being said, on to another topic. Let's talk about Tyron Smith, Hall of Famer. Yeah, we know Tyron Smith is going to be a Hall of Famer, but he's also a Hall of Famer practice player. And what that means? Well, it's been told that, a lot of times that Tyron Smith gets injured during practice, since his neck injury, it's just continue one injury out the other. Well, they have this phase that this phrase that they use, Hall of Fame practice, which is directed at Tyron Smith. What that means is basically he's listed on the injury list as not injury related, NIR. NIR, it actually stands for not injury rated. So what this does, it limits him as far as his practices on the field. Not saying that he doesn't condition and he doesn't, lift weights and things like that, but he does something other than being out in the field, uh, doing the impact amongst the other players. But he's doing something other than that. But according to his numbers, man, the last 10 games, his pass block ratings has went up from 86.8% to 87.2%. Okay, this is from last year, so his pass block rate has went up considerably. Then come to find out that basically his run block rate has went from 76.9% to 78.4%. So it's being told that Mike McCarthy and Dan Quinn and all, well, not even Dan Quinn, but Mike McCarthy said less is more for Tyron Smith. So again, every week you probably see a NIR on the injury list, but that actually stands for not injury related. So there you go on your Tyron Smith. Tyron Smith is a Hall of Famer, but he's also on the Hall of Fame practice squad. How about that? Not everybody can do that. Only Hall of Famers can do that. How about that? But also let's go on into this. So according to the Buffalo Bills, uh, they have some issues as well over there on their side. This is not the time for either team to have injuries, but it seems right now that the Buffalo is dealing with some injuries as well. And these are starters on the defensive side of the ball. So it's been reported that Micah Hyde, all pro safety, is on the injury list and will not play on Sunday. Along with him is AJ Epinesa. Epinesa. I'm going to say it like that. I'm going to chop them names up. Y'all know I chop a name up. Let me try that again. Epinesa. Okay, that sounds right. Epinesa. Y'all know what I'm talking about. But he's an edge rusher. He's an edge rusher for Buffalo as well. So these are two individuals that's coming from Buffalo, man, that are on the injury list for Sunday that will not be playing. So anyway, yeah, this is not the time nor place for anybody to be injured and not being able to contribute to this big game coming up on tomorrow. So now, I listed this as he said it, plays with purpose. He said it, plays with purpose, Mike McCarthy. And he did say that. We have had the opportunity to witness a difference from last year to this year. And everybody's saying that, oh man, is there something different about this team this year than it was last year? Something different. Just it's not the same team last year. And even though we did finish 12-5, but we're saying that there's something different by this team. Well, these three guys here, your offensive coordinator, both of your offensive coordinators, then your lineman coach, and your quarterback coach. These are the guys, and let me say it like to Mikey 520, Mike Solari. Without Mike Solari, this line would not be protecting Dak like they have since the bye week. Again, these guys had a kumbaya, sit around the table. Let's figure this thing out. How can we be more effective with Dak? And big shout out to this coaching staff. These guys here are responsible for this game or this offensive side of the ball to be played the way it's been played. So big ups to these guys. Yeah. And Mike McCarthy has really made his impression on Dak. They're two of the same. They're understanding one another. Again, when we say plays with purpose, that means you're running routes for with a purpose. And I said in the last video before that a lot of these plays or these passing routes is to grab a defender, to make a defender follow one receiver, to get another receiver open, or to even grab that defender to make him think we're going one way and we come back the other way. This is what Mike McCarthy has implemented to this offense. It's total versus last year. And I think right now Dak is understanding the purpose of the play calling versus last year. And big shout out to Kellen Moore and his endeavors over at the Chargers. It was only 63-21. That's all. That's all I'm saying. 63 to 21. The Raiders put on the Chargers last week. Pathetic. But hope everything goes well for Kellen Moore over there. But this is the thing. When we see from last year, Kellen Moore had plays to where Dak had to make things happen without an understanding of the purpose of running that plays. A lot of time we saw a lot of these plays, hook plays, 10 yards for a first, and our receivers would run 8 yards and curl up or do a hook or something and short of the first down. But this is what happens when you take experience with non-experience. Mike McCarthy has done the same thing with Brett Favre, and Aaron Rodgers, and now he's doing it with Dak. And again, like we say, Mike McCarthy said, if we're going to lose, let me lose under my own terms. Let me take back over the play calling. And that's what he has done. Along with him and Brian Schottenheimer and the quarterback coach and the offensive line coach, they have come together and they have created a package, a strategy that works for this offense. So, yeah, plays with purpose. And you see Dak, you can tell that he understands the plays. He knows what the plays are are intended to do versus last year. We're just running plays, running plays. Find Dak, find an open play, open receiver. But now this here is a strategy that Dak and Mike are on the same page about. Are on the same page. So, with that being said, man, I'm excited that this offense is doing what it's been doing now. On tomorrow, what do I expect? I expect the same blueprint that we did against the Philadelphia Eagles as far as on the defensive side of the ball. I see us actually continue to play in the shell defense, trying to rush full, maybe coming back and putting a little pressure on Josh Allen. One thing about Josh Allen, he wants to be Superman. And when he tries to turn into Superman, that's when he's more capable of making mistakes. So I think what we'll see some pressure, some different looks for Josh Allen, and we'll create pressure on Josh Allen. Now, as far as our offense, I'm not really. Oh, not only that, but let me say this here: it's also been shown, and it's being shown that Buffalo has a problem with strong defenses. They have problems. Again, this is the same, pretty much, uh, pretty much like these what we saw with Philadelphia. Now, one thing about Jalen Hurts will not try to be the Superman or the hero, but Josh Allen will try to be Superman and do something that's dumb, and maybe there'll be a few consequences behind it. So again, we'll see this defense pretty much do the same blueprint. Probably apply a little bit more pressure. Probably apply a little bit more pressure on Josh Allen. Keep him in the box. Not to allow him to escape. I see us putting a spy on him and watching him and following him, and everybody else does their job. Again, on this offensive side of the ball. Now, I say we score points, but let me say this: compared to Philadelphia, this is not the same coaching staff. This coaching staff is a lot more experienced as well. So I know everybody's talking about a 40 burger. If we do put up a 40 burger, that's great. That's great if we do put up a 40 burger. But I think it's going to be a little bit closer. I say more of like a 27-21, 27-17 type score, 21-14 type score. But I think it's going to be a little bit closer just because the coordinators here, and I could be wrong, just my opinion. If we put up a 40 burger, great. I'll take it. I will take it. But again, this is not a checker game. This is a chess game. And it's about, again, like I always say, he who makes the least mistakes wins the game. So with that being said, guys, I'm not going to hold you any longer. I just want to get on here and share my thoughts and give you some updates on what's going on with our Cowboys as we get ready to prepare against Buffalo. But do me a favor. Make sure you hit the like and the subscribe button down below. Look at that. Why is this battery sitting right? Anybody else notice that battery? That battery sitting right there. Some people, y'all knows, y'all be looking in the background trying to see, what is that over there? What is that? This is my plant right here. It's my plant. I had to bring him outside from outdoor because it's kind of cold. Since y'all looking back and I'm looking around, that's my little shirt that I always wear. I got to go get my other shirt. I got another shirt made. I'm going to start putting these up for purchase, guys. The Cowboy Huddle. So I'll let you know when. This is my autograph helmet I got from my son when he played with the Cowboys. This is actually from one of my TikTok buddies that sent me this, Mikey Valdez, and that's Buzz64. Matter of fact, this is my boxer right here. That's my son. And then this is my basketball team right here. And this is when we went down to SeaWorld. So yeah, I know y'all looking on back there. Yeah, that's all that family back there. Anyway, all right, guys, I go hold y'all no light. Just gotta let y'all what's going on. This right here is for my son with the Texas Tech. That's his Southfield. Way back there, we got the Cowboy game. There's some certificates down here. Matter of fact, it's my 25 years certificate at my job. Yeah, that's right. Going on 30 years. How about that? Yeah. Just take y'all a little give y'all a little tour of my office. So on that side is where I do all my business on that side. Studio on this side. Anyway, okay, guys, I gotta go. Y'all enjoy your weekend, and let's get ready to rumble. Like I always say, don't nothing come to a stupid but a dream, so let's make it happen.